Sport Subaru, Sport Mitsubishi, right there on West Colonial Drive. Talk to Mike Stacks. He's our contact over there.
Nice guy.
Yeah. And he's going to treat you VIP because he knows you're a Tom and Dan listener.
It would have been funnier, though, if I'd been like, oh, man, he's real difficult to work with. Like, right? Yeah. It's funnier if you're like, go see Mike Stacks, and I'm like, oh, man, if he'll answer your call.
Dude, the Subarus hold their value. I had a Forester for a while, awesome car. A WRX I drove for a while. They have a lifetime warranty, powertrain warranty, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, well, they hold their resale value. There's a reason why when you and I go out to Colorado, almost every vehicle on the road is a Subi.
Yep.
On the other side, if you're in the market for a Silverado, like Tom, and then like Chris Fisher, who copies everything Tom does, you could go to DM Chevy. That's a good friend, J.C. Harrelson, and he will hook you up.
Yep.
Now, go there for a Silverado, but then change your mind and buy a Corvette to make your wife happy.
Yeah, or a Chevy Traverse. My wife bought her Chevy Traverse from J.C. Harrelson, and she loves it as a great family vehicle. So if you're in the market for any vehicle, talk to either Mike Stacks over at Sport Subaru, Sport Mitsubishi, or J.C. Harrelson at Don Mealy Chevrolet in Claremont.
Eric Pabone is here.
How you doing, Pabone?
I'm doing really, really well.
It's good to see you, man.
It's good to see you guys.
I've missed seeing you in person.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
I'm over Zoom. And that's nothing against Zoom. Thank goodness we had the Zoom, right?
It did us well.
It did us well. But if we have the opportunity to see you in person, I would rather do that. I got a hug from Pabone. It's been too long. You look great, and welcome back.
Thank you.
Whew.
Before we talk to Pabone, we were having a discussion on Twitch, and you could listen to all our between show discussions and everything.
The secret
during the
content.
breaks and behind the scenes.
And all you have to do is download the Twitch app, and every time we go live, which is Monday through Friday, it alerts you, and then you could hit audio only and just listen to the audio, and we record all the shows, and then in between shows, sometimes we're just talking about whatever.
Yeah,
so
go to Twitch, Tom and Dan Live, same on YouTube, but it's your way to watch and interact with the show.
And Daniel's talking about Troll and how some troll on Twitter was mad about us crowdfunding the studio.
Well, it wasn't that I was mad about
5
trolls.
years ago. How long ago was it?
6 years ago.
6 years
I'm
ago.
not really mad. I'm trying to get better at not letting things like that bother me. This one was just a weird one because his way of deciding that he had had enough with us was when we crowdsourced our studio with our Founders Program, where people paid, I believe it was $250, and then they got a lifetime membership, and then we were able to use that amount of money to get the carpet, the equipment, new computers, this computer I'm editing on right now, lights, soundproofing, all the things that you need to build sort of a pseudo-professional studio.
Well, what this guy doesn't understand is when you like something, you want to support it. Like, you're not strong-arming people into supporting something.
Well, yeah, but you just put it out there, and you're like, hey, we're not begging for, like, hey, donate to this.
Right.
We're
That's
just
the
like,
thing
hey,
is we
buy
didn't
this.
Gouge anybody. We said, hey, we want to...
Yeah, you get the plaque, you get a studio tour. Like, we offered, so you get free BNM membership for life, and then that was the thing.
Yeah.
It was like up to the people to buy
anything in return.
Yeah, it wasn't donate to our cause. It was, hey, you want to buy this Founders membership, and this is what you got, and we delivered it, and we did every studio tour, and then now I just did the math. It was like 7 years of $35 a year, and that's paid for. So, we got to be coming up on it soon.
Listen, I would have done it if my wife would have let me, at the time.
Right.
But
this guy was older, I will say, and he looked to be a traditional radio listener.
Yeah, it's a radio troll.
Yeah, he looked like a traditional radio troll. And I just thought it was odd. It is interesting to say that your breaking point with something in entertainment was because other people donated to it, so they
other people wanted to support you,
so they could go independent and not have to work for a major broadcasting company. I'm not sure I understand why that would anger you so much. Would you have preferred that we stay working for the company?
That's some old head stuff, man.
Well,
it's weird. Or maybe to go with what Tom's saying, he's just trolling.
Yeah.
Well, what's interesting is that we went through a transition where when we first started doing this, everybody's like, "You're crazy! You can't make money doing this. This is there's no way to make a business out of this. This is stupid. Like, don't do this." The people were 100% like skeptical that this was even a business because it didn't exist.
Nobody wanted us to do that.
But then now, I think the perception has swung so far where now if you're a social, we are not social media influencers, but I guess under the technical description we are.
This guy thinks we're like Rogan size, doesn't he?
That's
what I'm saying. I think
podcasts
so.
and like these guys, because it's just being reported on the news, like this YouTuber makes $15 million a year.
Okay,
and then now we're being lumped into all these people that are rich.
I'll take this. This is one of the first times you've ever said something that I'm actually like, I'm into it.
So,
you're smart.
It started off where it's like, this doesn't exist. There's no money in this. And now it's like everybody in this world is somehow PewDiePie. You know, it's like, or the guy, Dr. Disrespect or whatever. Whoever else is making an insane amount of money. And
the Paul brothers.
Well, not just you guys.
That is not the case.
Experience that thing where, like, as you grew more successful doing this, like the punk rock thing, where people were on board at the beginning, and then once you guys have a nice studio, you're very well known.
We got sellouts. Yeah, we get a lot of that.
Because that I don't get either, man. Like that.
Well, it doesn't make any sense when they actually broke away from a corporation and didn't sell their souls to a corporation. They're actually trying to independently do it.
Yeah.
But with more popularity, I think so.
And it's
nobody likes to see you comfortable, right?
I guess that's the thing.
But also,
that's sad.
I don't even know what the perception is, but it's probably far less than what people even. I mean, but it probably swings all the way. Like people are like, "Oh, this is this. They make this much money or this much money." It's like we're grinding just like any small business.
Yeah.
Every dollar in advertising we make is a grind, and is like a grind to make work, and we grind it all the time. Like that's all we're doing. Like if we stop grinding, I mean, we could be 2 weeks from being out of business.
Yeah.
Like it's that just like any small business. Like if something happened, like
why do you think I was so concerned about this?
We stopped producing content.
Yeah.
Like we'll be in bad shape. Like even a month of if things start rolling, we start having to
we
not
have no
be able to pay
coffers
employees.
to prop us up.
But that's at every small business. Like you will have enough, and like I don't know anything about business. I don't know if you guys knew that.
I've started to think that.
You got to give yourself a little more credit.
But just recently, he doesn't like it when I give him credit.
I was telling you guys during the break that I get like this small microcosm of that. Where like having done artwork for you guys, having done artwork for Sam. People will assume that I'm doing better than I am in art. You see these little like measures of success, whether it's this or the Orlando Weekly thing. And
congrats again.
Thank you. And people make that assumption like, you're
it equates big money.
Yeah. I'm like, no. We're still struggling.
Yeah. Just like everybody. But then it's all subjective too. So it's like, hey, we're not doing that well, but that's subjective. If someone saw like, oh well, yeah, you are compared to me. Like
compared to me, I'm suffering.
You're never going to make anybody truly satisfied with any answer because everybody's going to look at any amount, either a lot or a little, based on their own subjectivity, so 100%. It's but anyway, it has to be something where we get lumped into other social media influencers, and when everybody hears these news stories about these millionaires and like that's also the very tippy top too. And just like everything in news, it's being skewed by stories of the anomalies, right? Everybody else is grinding their ass off trying to Pabon, you're an artist, you're making what's the guy?
You're Banksy.
Because they hear Banksy stories and they're like, oh, this guy's getting $2 million a piece that he's doing, and because that's the only thing they hear about artists is Banksy.
No one really thinks I'm rich because I'm Puerto Rican, so I have that going for me.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? They see my car and they see my flat brim, they're like, hey, he's doing okay.
Yeah. Should I stop wearing the flat brims?
No. Listen, I'm team dressed like a middle schooler. All day long.
You see, I got gibbets for my Crocs now.
I love it, man.
Me and my daughter, we went Croc crazy. I got a manatee, I got a Peloton bike, Super Mario, a controller, a gummy bear, a beer that says since 1976 or 1776, a taco, and then one that says dog person.
Is this
how cute is that?
But is this how
cute am I, Pabon?
Is this the new old man dress though?
Yeah.
Because think about it, like
correct.
Every every old man in every generation just continue to dress the same way
Yeah.
they always have.
Ramon
Right?
and I now dress like Ross, and it's fun. It's fun. He was right
Yeah.
the whole time.
I know.
And so
Black
this,
socks.
Yeah.
this
Way to
style
go.
is looked at by the teens of like, oh, that guy's dressing like an old man. We're just dressing like we did in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
100%.
All right.
Although the tall teen did compliment my Crocs today. As I was leaving, he goes, "Hey, I like your Crocs." I go, "Hey, thank you." Oh, I forgot I'm wearing Kelly's ice cream socks. too.
But you know what?
Channeling my inner Ross.
I wrote this whole bullying post on our group text, not a post, or a text, but about I bet the same teen complimented your dad on the visor with the gray hair sticking out.
He
It's
would've,
passive
yeah.
aggressive. He's making fun of you.
No, he wasn't. No,
Yes,
Butler
he
was
is.
there. This guy was authentic.
Sometimes you get a hit. And,
Yeah,
and,
I got a
you're
hit.
not trying, but sometimes it happens to me too, man.
There's no way that teen thought
People
your
that have no-
tie-dye Crocs were cool.
People that have no joy in their life have no joy in their life, and they'll never find it.
Oh, you know what I encountered
He's
that
like,
was
nice
weird?
shoes, old man.
No, he didn't. He said he actually said it like
Yeah,
this.
he's bullying you.
Perfect. No, he said it like this. He goes, "Hey, man, I like your Crocs." I go, "Oh, wow, thank you." And then I yelled,
Tom's
"Did you
not
hear that,
convinced.
Butler?"
Tom's not convinced, even though all of us have told him that teens are actually into Crocs.
Yeah,
Like, it's trendy.
I get so
For
much
whatever reason.
heat on my feet. All the kids love my feet.
So, Pabone, what's been going on with you lately?
A lot of travel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was in Minnesota for a week, and I encountered like this weird reverse racism when I was at the airport. So it's like it wasn't negative. They have these communal tables where you eat, which is great during a pandemic, by the way. And this couple
That's
was
over.
staring at
I've
me.
never been a fan of Family Style.
Ugh, it's the
No.
worst. But I like in my periphery, I felt them staring at me, and finally, after a few minutes, the guy was like, "Hey, I don't see color." And I was like,
What?
"Yeah." It's like, "Thanks, man. I think." They ended up,
But
they bought. But I will say
Tell
this:
you're brown. Listen,
normally,
Just out of nowhere?
I didn't know her, but they bought my meal. They bought me drinks.
Oh, that's some white guilt.
Yeah. White guilt
White guilt.
drinks. God, clap, 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 clap.
I
Yeah.
wish I got some white guilt.
No, you
It was the first.
no, you don't.
I've never
I want a free lunch.
encountered it. Yeah, a free meal. Drink. I mean, it was like $130 bill that the
Oh,
guy
my God.
paid. After all
Goddamn, what are you eating at the airport?
well, he kept ordering Tito's. Tito's is like $14 a
Yeah.
shot. Like,
He
ugh.
likes Tito's because his name
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Tito.
It's like, you like Tito's, right?
Drinking
Yeah.
tequila, huh?
Yeah, you do.
What do you want? Cerveza, cerveza.
What were you doing in
man.
Minnesota?
What do you do?
My day job. I'm a biomedical engineer in my day job.
What?
Yeah.
He actually is rich, but not from his art.
No. Not rich from that
It's a
either.
weird job for artists to
well,
have.
he's a racist biological engineer.
So now I have no want to ever go to Minnesota. It seems like
Mall of America, bro.
That's
I
what everybody
hate
said.
malls, so it's like there's nothing in it for me.
Oh man, I went to the Florida Mall this weekend. I got to tell you, I'm back in. It's fun, man. Oh my god, the music was great. The smells, Cinnabon wafting through the air. The Croc store.
So
I was just dancing to the Florida Mall.
They still have that thing where you put the coin in, you watch it go
Yeah,
around. And,
yeah,
okay, I'm
yeah.
into.
any redeeming parts of Minnesota that I don't know about?
No.
Okay, yeah.
No,
so
no.
Oh,
it
what was
sucks.
Not
what
a
were you
one.
dealing with weather-wise?
It was fine. It was, it's still hot everywhere else. It's just
Yeah.
not as
Well, the West has been
intense.
getting it, right? Like, we're used to it. But,
Yeah.
Seattle and places that aren't are like record highs, right? And it's really kind of
Yeah.
screwing them up.
Well, the problem is when you have no air conditioning because normally it's cold and there's no need for it. So there's tons of houses built with no AC because
yeah.
they're like, we got a little bit. There's like 3 weeks of heat in August that we have to get through, but no reason to put in a whole AC unit
just
in the
tough
house.
it
for
out,
that.
man.
Yeah. But now it's like 120 outside and you have no AC. And then you die in your house. Seriously, that's what happens.
From our Twitch chat room, Ghost of Manu Bull says, I went to Minneapolis and visited Larry Flint's Hustler Club after I went to a Metallica concert.
Interesting.
That sounds great.
That's a much funner sounding trip
Can you
than mine.
go? Somebody mentioned Paisley Park. And,
Oh, that would have been cool.
yeah, that would have been cool. You could have hit up Prince's house. And I believe, can you take a tour now?
I think so.
Do they have it set up to take a tour?
Although that's kind of morbid since he died, isn't it? Right?
I always
I'd tour it. I'd go through it. Did Elvis die in Graceland?
Down in the toilet.
Yeah.
In Graceland?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's okay to go there.
Can you see the toilet, or do they block that?
I don't
bathroom
think
up?
I think those places. There's just a lot of areas that you just don't get to see.
Okay.
They have like the one room,
If
like
I'm
the
going
jungle.
to Graceland, I want to see the toilet.
Like they
You know?
have the. Did you curse?
No.
Okay.
He said, if I'm okay.
Oh,
I know,
okay,
me and
yeah,
you looked at each other like, what did he
Producer
say?
James. Producer
I
James.
know the drill.
Yes, you can buy tickets. There's different tours that you can take. There's the Ultimate Experience for $160, the VIP Experience for $85, and the Paisley Experience for $45.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna go, you go for the big. What do you
Yeah.
get for the 160? What am
For the
I?
160 Ultimate.
What am I getting at Paisley Park Princess
It includes the VIP experience plus exclusive access to additional spaces and exhibits
See?
as a more immersive way for fans to tour. Please note that the Ultimate Experience often sells out. Studios A, B, and C access, a private screening of exclusive video footage in Paisley Park's editing suite, a special audio playback session in the control room of Studio B. Visitors on the Ultimate Experience will also have access to view archived items not displayed. So, yeah, you
That's
get to listen to
cool.
some stuff in the studios, tour the studios.
where he did all his magic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty
Light beverages will be served.
Yeah, I would definitely do that. I would definitely do the give me the
2.5
big dog.
hours.
Has anybody here been ever on a tour that they were interested in and not been like, oh my God, when is this thing going to be
Yes.
done?
Oh man, I love tours.
The underground tour at Seattle was
You
awesome.
got to change your life. You're so negative. You're more negative than me, and I thought that I had the crown.
I was just saying, like, how good our tours.
I enjoyed our Alcatraz tour we were on,
I
and
think
you were
the
less
Hunger Games
negative.
tour, that was 2 hours.
You were less negative then on our San
No.
Francisco trip, and I thought I saw a little bit of fun in your eyes.
No, but I was saying, you walk like the Alcatraz tour, right? You walk. There's a group, and then there's the one person that's like going above and beyond because they're hopefully like they get some tips from whoever is there at the end of it, which
The tour
they never
guide,
do.
you mean?
The tour guide, yeah.
There's just a guy that wants tips.
Obviously,
What?
this guy doesn't take any tours.
So, but it's like he walks you through. You're standing there, and they're like, "This is this." It was like at certain point, you're like, "Oh God, when is this going to end?" No, you're interested in the whole
I mean,
time. You're like, "Oh wow."
Okay, if I were getting
What
a
is
tour,
it? You like
if I
it?
were getting a tour of Prince's house, and I'm walking through Studio A, B, and C, where he made the hits,
Right.
where he made million album selling albums. I would be into it, yeah. I would not be like, oh, God, this Prince stuff, I'm so sick of it. Let's get out of here, go to the Mall of America.
Well, I'd only
Like,
go if you're
why-
a Prince fan.
I'm not
why would
saying
I-
it out loud.
Why would I be in a
It's
tour
in
that
my
I
head.
hate? Why do you do so many things that you hate?
I just get into it. Like, oh, because I'm the people I'm with are like, let's do this tour, and then I just say, yeah,
You
okay.
need to stand up for yourself and be like, no, I'm not doing that because
Well-
I'm miserable.
Well, no, because if I don't do anything, then you're like you have to do something. But it's never
Well,
that
Why don't
good.
you do things you enjoy?
Well, would not
there's
doing
none.
you don't know if you've never not taken the tour. Maybe not taking the tour is what you've been waiting for your
Right.
entire life.
Well, there's nothing to do. Like I have to just do stuff.
What do you stand outside? So we're all inside Paisley Park, and you're just outside. What on your phone?
Well, no, everybody's just doing stuff until they die. Right? All right.
Man, you had a rough weekend apparently. Because now you're just
Everyone's just doing stuff till they die.
No, seriously.
That's his idea of
How
life.
excited are you at the tour? Like, I mean,
Well, what is exciting to you? Like, give me.
What moves
I
your
don't
needle,
know.
man?
Give me the other thing. So the option
What
was
moves your needle, man?
I don't know. There's not. I mean, I'm trying to think of anything that.
doing stuff is overrated. People are
They
like,
know it. The Twitch people know. They know.
no, they're making
with
fun
me.
of you, right? No, they're not.
I'm just saying the tour of Alcatraz, the tour of Prince's house, all the
Graceland,
tours,
yeah.
the ghost tours, every tour I've
Well,
ever
you-
been on.
you
I'm
went to the
wandering
caves,
with a bunch of people.
The catacombs in Paris. That's a tour, right?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
kind of winning me over, man. I think I'm gravitating towards your
See
next.
how come with me, Ramon? You know, it's all the same.
that boat.
Don't let him do that.
I went to the tour of the catacombs in Paris, and then
That's history.
the tour of some sort of caves in Colorado. And
Yeah, but
then-
how many skulls? After 20 skulls, you've seen some skulls.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's. I don't know. I think you guys are being harsh. I think you're both being harsh. I think you're being affected by it, which now I'm seeing your
Don't
true
let 'em pull
colors.
'em in.
I feel it.
I
I
see
feel
your true
it.
colors. You're easily
Listen,
influenced.
it is what it is. I'm just saying, it never blows my shoes off. Or I'm like, this
I
was
don't-
an
honestly,
awesome
man,
tour.
I don't think anything blows your shoes off. I don't think there's anything I could do.
What?
There's nothing
No,
I
no.
could do
Well,
that
have
you
you-
would be like, oh my God, I'm so happy. Like, I don't think you're that guy.
But have
that
you
doesn't-
guys been on a tour where you're like, that was freaking unbelievable?
No, I'm going further. I'm saying I don't think there's anything I could do. Nothing that you would look at me and the reaction I would get would be like, the needle's pegged. I don't even know if you can get there. I don't know if it's capable to get
think
you
you're
to a
dead
point
inside.
where you're excited about something.
Well,
Like where you're like, oh my God!
All right, what if you
Yeah.
open up the door to the studio and parked right there with a big red ribbon on it was a stand-up jet ski?
No.
Would I see like
You'd be like, what the hell's
elation?
this? I don't need that. I don't have time for
No,
this.
no,
It's terrible. I hate it now. I hate everything. I don't have time for ride that. Who spent the money on that? Mother!
hold on, you're spinning in this. I hate everything. I'm not saying I hate everything. I'm not even saying I hated the tours. I'm just saying it's not that good. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't. It's just a.
But that's probably because you didn't care about what the tour was about. So
Yeah.
that's what we're trying to find out. What do you like that we could spin into a tour that you might actually enjoy the entire tour?
And a lot of the tour has more to do with
Okay,
you than it
all
does
right,
about
hold
the
on.
tour guide. Like when
Okay.
I went to school, when I went to college, the reason I excelled at college is because I was in charge of me. It wasn't the teachers. It wasn't anything else. It was up to me to get out of that what I need to get out of it. When I go into a tour, I'm not going there for the guide. Whether the guide's there or not, I'm getting something out of this.
I guess if they toured Travis Pastrana's house or something because I
Okay,
seen it so
okay.
much.
Still
and they're
alive,
like, this
for
is the
Christ's
phone
sake. It's not
panther.
even historical. There's nothing there. Motorcycle dork.
And then I got
That's
to
what he's
And then
into.
you'd
That's
be
what
in
he's into.
Abe Lincoln's
I'd be-
cabin, and you'd be like, that sucks, but you're Travis Pastrana, you see one dirt bike, and it's moving the needle? That I don't believe that.
Well, it's something I'm into. I'm trying to help you guys out with trying to tell.
Yeah, okay.
But I wouldn't go out of my way to go there. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
there's no way I'm traveling to Maryland and then like flying and like going and like even if they offered it to me, I wouldn't I wouldn't get on a plane and go up there for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just there's no tour that's really been awesome. That I've
You
got.
said the same thing even on the side-by-side trip that you did with your wife. You were like, well, once we got into it, after about a time,
What?
so you like...
That was more because there was a time where we thought we
Is
were
it
going to
your
fall off the cliff.
I
ADD?
think
Like it
it's-
doesn't hold your attention, so
I-
you're just over it quickly?
That's it. I think that's it.
It's just
If only he
was
had ADD about his questions.
like I've gone on the tours of the cathedrals, all the
You've seen some good stuff.
and it's
You
just
know what?
all like
now I'm mad because you get to see cool stuff
And he
on
hates
tours
it.
and you hate it, and that's what I want to do.
Yeah, like he's
That's me, my
catacombs.
peepaw stuff. I
He's
like
done Sistine
tours. I like
Chapel.
museums. I like,
Haven't you done the Sistine
Yeah,
Chapel?
yeah, we went on the tour of
He's done the Louvre?
They,
He's done the Louvre?
What's the one that
Crazy.
burned down? I got to see that before.
Yeah, he's seen some really powerful and amazing
Notre
stuff.
And
Doesn't care about it.
Well, it's just, because I'm doing the tour, like, this is the big piano, here's the thing. And then it's not like, all right, and they're like, this thing is this old. I'm like, all right.
But I kind of love that. I love the idea that you're seeing like the wonders of the world, and you're
and
like,
hates it.
I don't hate it.
Not that impressive. Not that impressive.
There's a comedy part of me that
It's
likes that
fine.
too, but I also fall into everybody around here likes to say I'm the crazy one, and then like lately I'm beating this new drum about hold on a second, we got it wrong for the first 11 years of the show. The crazy the whole time is this guy because he can't enjoy anything.
I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm okay. It's. I'm just saying it's not that great. Like I didn't like. When it was done,
You're
I was,
Shania Twain. That don't impress me much.
yeah.
when it was done, I was
So
just
you
like,
got
all
the
right, let's
Mona
get a beer.
Lisa. So what?
Like,
yeah, it's
Don't
smaller in
impress
person.
me much.
like the
That's
first
the next song you gotta write. Dan.
the beers
It'd
I
be too
had
easy.
were at the local place. You was like I had more fun drinking than the damn Notre Dame tour. Oh, okay, well, I'm just saying it's
nothing moves the needle like alcohol.
There is a word for that. Yeah,
it's not
Oh man, just do brewery tours. then.
fine. I've seen
I walked across the street. I got a tall boy. I'll take that, Notre Dame.
like we flew a helicopter to the Mendenhall Glacier with me and my papa.
pretty
By the
awesome.
way, my papa
Awesome.
not that impressive. Probably where I got it from.
It's cold.
Me and my papa, our arms are crossed, and my wife taking pictures. And then we landed on the Mendenhall Glacier in Alaska, and then we got out, and then we were walking, and then me and Papa were standing there.
We're leaving?
We're like,
All right, let's get out of here. It's been 5 seconds.
yeah. We looked around. We're like, all right, this is it's a glacier.
It's some ice.
It's a glacier, and he's telling us like it moved this way. It's a melting. We've ruined it. They were like, all right, and then we're just standing there like, all right, and then and then we're dry. I'm like, this is $600 a person. I'm like, was that worth it? You know what I'm saying? That's what goes through my head. I was like, is that good?
Let me ask you this. Do you think, because if we're going to try to get to the origin of it, do you think that some of it comes from a place of business and gambling in that you're trying to weigh out the perceived value put in and value getting out? So you're almost like, in a weird way, when you take the tour or when you take the helicopter to the glacier, you put money in, and you're gambling to see what you get out of it.
Yeah.
And what you're getting out of it isn't a big payday. It's like...
It's probably like the rest of my life. My expectations are super high.
I do
that
that
I think
a lot.
I'm going to have some sort of
Yeah.
magical, life-altering experience. So that even when my kids are
So
going to
you've
say
been
something...
burned.
Well, no, it just never... Nothing's that. Really.
You got to
know what I'm
temper
saying?
expectations,
Well,
man.
but that's what I'm saying. Like,
You're going to get some good Instagram photos out of it, and,
He doesn't care about that. No.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
That's all.
What's the magical, life-altering experience of the tour? Most things are pretty much like, good.
Yeah, no, I got you, because the exact opposite of this, I feel
That's
like,
all right.
is our good friend Jana Banana. Mm-hmm. Because, like, every experience she goes on...
She makes the most out of everything.
Yeah, well, I think she tries to get every drop at, like, if she takes a tour, it could be a tour of this Publix over here, and she's going to, like, find something out of that, she's like, oh, I'm glad I did that because I learned this, It's almost
Yeah.
like she tries to be in the moment and mindful.
I wish I was wired more that way.
Yeah, I think I'm a little in the middle.
Yeah.
I do like a tour, though, but I like history and stuff like that. I know you don't care about any of that.
No,
Because
I do. I like the history of it is interesting to me, and I like all the the stories and whatnot. I'm just saying it's never over the top. Like I'm never like fist pump. Yes.
I don't think I've ever seen you do that. Though. That's my point. Is that, like,
Of course,
like,
that's
that was
what
my
I'm
point.
saying.
It's like your son was born. Like this fun. Like I don't see like you like freaking out. You're not emotional. You're not an emotional person. So maybe it's not the tour. Is all I've been saying this whole time.
yeah, I think that's it.
You're just not.
I'm broken inside.
No, I mean we all are. I mean,
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. How you doing, buddy?
Good. On the show with us right now, we do a monthly segment with this gentleman to talk about, I don't even know, but the damn near nothing.
We usually just check
random.
in.
Yeah.
We usually just check in with a friend of the show. It's our good friend Cadillac Pat. What's up, Pat?
What's going on, gang? How we doing?
Good,
man.
So, Pat, first question. Did someone find your treasure yet that you buried?
Good question. Well, I buried two, and one of them has been found, but there's still one. The better one with more money in it is still buried behind the brass tap
So
somewhere.
it's behind the one in the back.
okay.
All right.
Do you have a
All right.
3D printer or a jellyfish tank behind you?
Yeah, I got a jellyfish tank.
Dude,
Oh, my God.
I only
What
know
is
the dumb
that?
things. I only know the dumb things. Andrea will not let me buy that. I want that so bad. I've never been more jealous of you. You have a Ninja Turtle pinball machine now and a jellyfish tank.
Yeah, man, life is good. Look at those things go. I know this is great for the radio, but look at those things.
It's awesome.
Pat, hold on.
I want a jellyfish tank.
It's like you're living in what people from the 90s thought the future was. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Yeah.
Demolition Man.
Yeah, you live in Demolition Man future.
You like use the shells or whatever because like a jellyfish tank is the ultimate.
Oh,
I want
look
to
at
party
that.
at Cadillac
Look at that,
Pat's
dude.
house.
Look
Okay.
at that. And I
Dude,
know.
listen. You got to listen.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle!
Is that DJ Khaled? Who is that?
That's an.
You got that thing on a 10.
yeah.
Oh,
there's no-
Zero, go really close to April O'Neil's boobs.
Oh, yeah, they're good.
There's.
God.
Wow. Oh, that you can't do that now.
I've seen the cartoon.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen it.
I've seen the.
I don't think she's willing a participant either in the cartoons. I've
my
seen
God.
it.
Yeah, it looks a little rapey, doesn't it?
Yeah. But
Yeah.
it's just I don't know who's wrong.
And I
now.
have this is science. Turtle rape, slowest rape. Don't laugh
Don't
at
laugh
that.
at
You're
it.
supposed
You're a
to laugh
horrible
at that.
person. So, Pat.
What are you gonna
Yeah,
do?
well, no, I'm-
What, you're having a problem. Like,
No,
I feel like you've been okay.
Pat,
hold
is
on.
living his best life.
Pat, let me tell you what I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling Tom bail on every bit he ever invented.
No. I want to talk to you about like you say that your girlfriend is cool
She's
with
all in on it, dude.
filling your house full of jellyfish tanks and,
And
Teenage
pinball
Mutant Ninja
machine,
Turtles. Yeah,
and,
pinball.
A Michael Jordan cardboard stand-up.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking around your entire house, and it is
Rice Krispie box I see back there.
Yeah.
I see a beautiful dining room table, a life-size Ninja Turtle.
Oh, is that the dining room table you won on Price is Right?
Yeah, that's the price. Right there.
Yeah, you got to keep that. You got to keep Gertie's prices right table. My God.
Yeah. It does really
Oh
fit
my
your
God.
decor.
Every time I look at your table that you won for Prices Right, I keep waiting for my grandma to bring a turkey out for Thanksgiving.
you do got an old grandma table.
God, how many leaves does that thing have? Is that a 4-leafer? That's got 4 leaves in it.
And one of them's missing. One of them's in my spare bedroom.
Who stole
It's
your
supposed to have
leaf?
another leaf in it.
Who stole the leaf?
Well, I took it out because it's too freaking long for my house.
My grandma had 3 blanking leaves at her table. I'm like, Grandma, everyone in our family's dead. We don't need 3 leaves. The table
It's a
was
status symbol.
The table's 65 feet long.
Hold on,
The more leaves you have, the better your life is.
Hold on. Do we find out? I have a bunch of leaves too, and then I have too many chairs, so I use the dining room chair as like the office chair, and then I put
That's
one,
trashy.
and then I put one in the corner.
No, in the corner.
I'm like, that's my corner chair.
No, dude.
That's my old grandma corner chair for no reason.
That's where Meemaw sets her purse.
But it doesn't fit around my table because
Yeah.
I had to take the leaves out because the damn thing's too long, which we know no one, by the way. And we have no grandiose dinners. It's just big for nothing.
No one's ever seen my house. I bought it like 10 years ago. No one's been in it except for me and my wife. I don't even let my daughter come inside the house.
So back to your girlfriend, Pat. So
He keeps his girlfriend very guarded.
yeah.
I like to call her Cadillac Beth.
So
I don't know her name. What should we call her?
she never mentions like, hey, you're filling your whole house up with pinball machines and 90s memorabilia, and it looks like a frat house. You're damn near 40.
You're just a hoarder that likes Doug.
You're a hoarder that likes Doug. So she didn't say nothing like that.
She encourages it. She likes it.
Enabling is what that's really called.
You know what?
Basically,
I figured it out. Yeah, because Crystal was a lot nicer before we got married.
Oh, yeah, you get married.
That's a stereotype that's true. Like before we were married, that's when.
Yeah, that's
not to
true.
go back to the BDM show, but we
Yeah.
talked about all these things I experienced. You guys
Yeah,
never.
you had
experienced.
some good stuff.
I had all this.
There's only one
fun.
experience you've experienced that we have not experienced.
Yeah, but it's on my bucket list,
Yeah.
so I got to give him a lot of credit for it. Because some of the ones I've experienced, he doesn't want to experience. Like being picked on every single day of your life until you're a 45-year-old man. Even at the post office. 2 days ago, at the post office, somebody called me short. I don't know the person.
So
Wow.
could it be, Pat, that maybe she's letting you do all this, but when it's time, when she puts a ring on it,
Yeah.
then all your stuff is going to be slowly moved to a storage unit,
Yeah.
and then
You know, I have a friend that I saw that
sold on Facebook Marketplace.
There's a lot of right there, you know, and I don't mind dropping his name because it's absolutely true. There's only one friend of mine I know of that didn't have that phenomenon happen to him, and it's our friend Kevin Vincent. He came to our first meetup
yeah.
when we did the at 903 Mills Market, and it's because his wife is into the same things, so it's all the same. Like it was like she was gaining a collection when they married. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and she is just as into it, maybe even more so.
Maybe that's my
So they
pro-
aligned to sources.
I can't imagine me and my wife liking the same things.
There it is, yeah. Me neither. Me neither.
So
My
that's
wife's a
what-
nerd. I'm cool as hell.
Man, I'm thinking it's a trick or whatever.
Yeah.
When he says she likes it, she wants the stuff in there. I'm like, how could it be?
I'm
It's
horny
impossible.
all the time. My wife thinks I'm disgusting.
So-
I like video games. She likes crunching numbers and spreadsheets.
So, Pat, is there any chance that when you get married, that all your toys and bric-a-brac slowly gets moved out?
Hey, slow down. All right, slow down there. We're not going that far just yet.
Yeah, he's still got a
But-
lot of new starter jackets to buy.
yeah, I got a lot of windbreakers to get, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, yeah,
no,
but-
I think she encourages it. Like that pinball machine, I was on the fence with because it was a lot of money, and she was just as excited for me to get it, you know, and the jellyfish too.
That's a
I
good
mean, the
woman.
jellyfish I got at a good price. I went to, they were on the show. I went to that Aquacella that was over at Gillian
Nice.
Palms.
Hey, our advertising works.
Yeah.
What?
And I got that there. Super nice guys over there. Like I've been on the phone with them. Like except for it finally got the tank going like the last week. It
they're
took like a
dead.
week to get it.
I accidentally tripped over the cord to my pinball machine. I threw this through a Michael Jordan cardboard stand-up.
So what do you with the jellyfish? Go over and let me see those things again. Do you have to feed
Sure.
them some sort of?
Yeah, you feed them jelly, grape jelly.
What do you do with them?
I mean, they're just like a fish tank. I mean, you just kind of look at them, but I mean, they're actually very easy to. Once you get the tank going the right way, they feed on like brine shrimp, like sea monkeys is what they are, and you just put them in there, and then the jellyfish just kind of float into everything, and then just kind of they stick to it, and that's how they kind of eat. And then they
It's like
somehow
watching Norm
suck
at a
them into their-
buffet. It kind of falls into the food, and it just goes into all the holes.
Yeah. But a tank it's like a special jellyfish tank where the water has to go in it makes a current because that's how they need it to move is like in a current.
Yeah, they need to be moving, so yeah, it has to kind of float around. It's neat. It's calming.
It looks cool, and
I wanted one. Andrea said no.
It's something I think I'd stare at high.
And I was going to do the weird one where you order it from this company, and then they overnight you like a bag of jellyfish.
Well, that's what they did.
Oh, is that so? How did it show up? Because Andrea wouldn't let me do that because she said, "I don't know, nobody will be here, and I don't need another pet. Okay, I'm stretched to my limits. I don't need you and Maisie doing more of this stuff. I do everything already."
that was real.
It was very much like
That's
that.
real. That I got awkward because of how real that
It was very much like that. Give me some grace. I need some grace. Just give me some grace.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I asked her. I go, what is that? I told her. I said,
Great, what is that?
I said, I don't know.
Grace?
Give me some grace. Your name's Andrea. I don't know. I don't know what to do. What do you mean?
I want to. Anyway, sorry. Oh, yeah, I forgot it was ACD.
Wow.
This guy's comfortable, and he's got kratom in his teeth again. Are you back?
It's
What are you?
beans.
It's not beans.
It's beans. I'm not doing great. Stop saying that.
You're not doing crack.
I'm not doing crack. Stop saying I'm doing crack. Tom's doing crack. Do you hear that, sponsors?
Oh, my
I hope
God.
our sponsors are listening right now. One of us here has a crack problem, and it's not me.
They're not listening.
Yeah, they're not.
That's half of our success.
True.
The secret to our
Yeah,
success.
just don't listen.
The secret to our success is no one's listening. We can do anything we want.
Put that in our book.
So she helps you out with, okay, to tell me something. If you guys decide that you want to link up for the rest of your lives, are you going to go 90s with the ring? Are you going to try and make the ring like a stylized kind of to fit your whole
your
vibe?
vibe, yeah.
That's it. I need to get like some sort of like neon diamond or whatever gem, like a neon pink gem.
They got them. You
Yeah.
just got to watch Jewelry TV with me. You come over and watch a couple episodes of the Rockefellers, which is a 4 men who sell on-set gemstones.
So Pat, what does I mean? You're not old by any means, but you're not.
I don't
in
know
your
his
20s
age.
anymore.
36.
He's my age. I think.
wow.
Maybe a little younger.
He's 39? He ain't 39.
I think he's somewhere. How old are you, Pat?
I'm 41.
Oh, yeah, I know. Older.
Wow.
Still in my 30s. Me and Samantha.
Oh
Yeah.
my God!
Yep.
You're very, very close to the age of assuming the role of new Ferrari man at Millennium Mall. Because you can only do because even wearing these novels, I'm wearing Crocs today. I don't know if you saw my Crocs.
Oh, dude, don't do it.
No,
I'm all in.
Pat's with me.
I'm all in, Pat.
Hold
I
on.
love it. I love it.
I kind of like it that Pat's with me, but I'm confused. Very
Yeah, it is confused because Pat is like the human walking Croc. Like, he's Mr.
Yeah.
Croc. If you were in
Yeah.
the Spider-Man universe, you'd be Killer Croc.
Yeah. The rest of your clothes are more embarrassing than the Crocs. It's
Yeah,
just a Halloween costume.
You're literally wearing Dr. Robotics space goggles.
Yeah,
and you're
you can't
making
really.
Playboy shoes.
Yeah. So
Fair enough, fair
I
enough.
can't be
His
with
doesn't
you.
count, yeah.
I can't. Your opinion on this matter is not
Valid,
Yeah,
no.
it doesn't
You know,
weigh in.
just stop talking, Pat.
So, anyway, so you're getting older, Pat, and what do single couples do? Do you hang out with other single couples? Do you hang out with other married couples? Do they got their kids? I feel like that's weird.
Yeah, I mean, we hang out with mainly the same kind of bar regulars. Like the bar regulars are like my friends. You know what I mean? So we hang out with bar friends that don't have kids either, typically, or because we're not going out on a Sunday to Cocoa Beach with a cooler full of beer. Typically, with another family that's got a 5-year-old. Like that, my couple of buddies of mine have kids, but most of the people I hang out with don't have kids either.
See, because
Hanging out
that's
with
like
people with kids sucks.
and it does. It does.
It just does.
If-
And I have
yeah.
That's why I'm not
It's
going to
annoying.
that pool party
Yeah,
on
no,
Sunday.
No, you have to go. You have
That's-
to go. I already cleared
I
some
am going
memories.
to a pool party this weekend, but no kids.
Yeah,
I cleared some
that's-
memory room in my brain.
But that's why, like, I feel even awkward.
It'd be different if there were other adults there that didn't have kids, but because it's just y'all's family with
Butler-
your kids.
Butler's
that's-
coming and bring
Tony Moonjet and
Tony
his wife.
Moonjet. Butler's bringing
I don't know.
his bringing
They're
his brother.
They're kind of nerdy.
His bro-
Yeah.
The Borat sling.
So that's what I was asking. Basically, is that single couples at your age don't hang out with the couples that have kids because it's lame. Because
Yeah,
when you have
I
kids,
mean, I just don't. It's just not in my world. Like a lot of no one. Again, the people that hang out with a lot are the people that come to the bar all the time, and a lot of people that come to my bar are in their 20s and 30s, and they don't. If they have kids, they wouldn't be able to be at my bar a couple nights a week, hanging out with me.
Oh, so you do end up hanging out with people that are skewing younger because everybody your age
That's good.
has kids already.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Do you want kids at
Like
all?
Seth.
That's a personal question, and you may not want to answer that. You don't have to.
I mean, I'm getting to the. I'm not running out of time, but I mean, I'm definitely on
No.
the latter end
Let
of
me
it.
tell you a
but-
secret. For guys, you never run out of time.
That's
You can have
true.
babies
Oh, yeah.
as much as you could be 90 years old, and if you could still fart one out,
Yeah, it's called the Larry King. Look at that guy.
you could do it.
Yeah. That guy died with like a 7-year-old or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Weird.
there's something. Yeah,
My
like
God.
he had.
At the time of birth, they looked exactly the same, just a smaller version.
Also, who keeps having kids? What's the Baldwin?
Oh, I thought you were going to go on
I was
one of
gonna say
your
Nick
political.
Cannon.
I thought you were going to one of your political rants.
No.
Nick Cannon has 4 babies on the way right
I think
now?
it's five
Is it
baby
5
mamas.
babies on the
I
way?
think it's 5 baby mamas, right?
Yeah.
I mean, on the way now. Like, they're
Oh my
all about
God.
to be born.
Oh, is he trying to have a
Because
race?
one has twins. It's crazy.
He's
It's
trying to have a
insane.
race.
He has like 7 kids total.
But
now.
like Alec Baldwin is just like he just had a new
Yeah,
baby and
yeah.
he's like 60 something, right?
I liked
up
him.
there.
Wow.
I liked him the best when he called his old baby a pig. Like that's what I liked him best there. That was my true chef's kiss. Alec Baldwin.
yeah, he's 63.
yeah. Anyway,
Wow, I didn't realize Baldwin was that old.
Yeah.
everybody's
Old.
like it gets old,
Yeah.
it's
Especially like
fast.
most like old Hollywood stars. The ones that I'm going to be excited to see get old are going to be like the influencers that are popular right now. Like I can't wait to see a 64-year-old Daddy Longneck. I went low on the age because I don't think he's going to live very long. But I feel like that. Gucci Berry at 80, or mumble rappers like Little Yachty at 70. That's going to be fun, man.
Oh yeah,
I won't be
you already
around.
See that. You already see some of these rappers that had like one hit like 9 years ago, and you see them now, and it's already kind of strange.
Yeah, I won't be around to see it because I'll already be gone. But I do think it's going to be fun.
Yeah,
Because where does it morph? What does it morph into? It's got to morph into something. By the way, that new Tyler the Creator album, don't sleep on it. It's pretty damn awesome. It's my pick of the week.
So Pat,
Okay.
It's very good.
so we saw you got. We talked to you last time about getting the pinball machine. We kind of guessed how expensive it was. Now you got the jellyfish.
I wasn't even close. I was way off. I was about by half the price.
So what's next in your house? What's the dream?
Yeah.
To
Next big collectible.
yeah, put something ridiculous in there.
I mean, I'm a car guy too, so I made a shed in my backyard to make more room in my garage so I can put another car in it. So that's like I want a Japanese mini truck. I don't know if you know what that is. They're made by like Daihatsu and Suzuki. They're like little tiny 4-wheel drive trucks that have like a dump truck on them.
Yeah,
and
Andrea's
the
dad
steering wheel's
has
on the
one.
wrong side.
Andrea's dad
Mark
bought one.
Villan has one.
Yeah, Andrea's dad bought one
Really?
for his new property because he didn't want to get a side-by-side because they're too expensive. So he bought this little Japanese truck, and he takes Maisie around on it to feed the chickens. It's awesome.
Oh, really?
It's awesome, dude.
Where do you get that?
I don't know.
You look. They're actually there's one in Tampa that I found for a pretty good price. It needs a little work. It needs a windshield, which I'm assuming that would be the hard thing to get, probably because it's imported. There's a place in North Carolina that's like a whole dealership of them. The guy gets them, fixes them up. So if I'm willing to go to North Carolina, they're again to me a fairly reasonable price for a roadworthy vehicle. If I just go to North Carolina and look around.
What's the
there's a
top
place there.
speed? I mean, you'd have to go back roads all the way home, right, or trailer it?
No, I mean it's street legal, and it goes. I mean, it says. I think it says like 85 miles an hour on it. It's a 4-cylinder. I mean, I think it's a street legal car.
Oh, Mark Villan drives it down like 528
Yeah.
coming across. I'm like,
Yeah,
Coming down there today.
it'll go. He may bring it today.
Yeah, I always like
60.
that. I like it when people like. I want a moke. I want one so bad, man.
What's a moke?
It's like a British, like basically what he's talking about, but it's a British little Jeep.
Okay.
It's got a
Yeah, yeah.
It has no top on it. It's literally just rolled bars, 4 seats, and a radio. That's it. And you just drive it around.
If you were going,
I mean, also I know they're beyond expensive, but I really want a DeLorean. To be honest, I mean, I know that's kind of cliche for
I got a
guys
guy.
my age, but I want a DeLorean bad.
I got a guy. I don't know that it runs anymore, but I might have a hookup on that.
Sam's been selling all kinds of old bicycles.
Oh, racist bikes, or
Trash
DeLoreans.
time.
what are DeLorean's going for nowadays? I imagine
It
a lot.
depends.
Like,
Yeah, probably what kind of condition it's in.
Yeah.
and-
but even I bet you like a non-working DeLorean that needs a
Just
lot
for
of
the
work is going to be
novelty, yeah.
20 grand, right?
I don't know.
I don't know about that much because you know
talk him down.
the company is up and running. The guy, John DeLorean, sold it, and DMC is running and operating in like Texas or something. They have like endless dead stock of parts that they're basically fixing and basically making new old like dead stock DeLoreans.
Well, it says-
I just saw a big show on it.
Ghost of Manu
Expedition
Bull.
Unknown.
Ghost of Manu Bull in our Twitch chat room, Pat. He says there's a plant that still makes DeLoreans in Orlando. It's over on Satellite Boulevard.
Really?
Well, when you say plant, do you just mean like a company that
No
like,
idea.
makes?
At first, I thought he was making a joke about like, oh, it's Universal. It's up the road. But no, I mean,
Because maybe if you like get the chassis of a car and whatever the motor, and then somehow figure out the shell, it's kind of like a
it's
kit
the-
car.
It's DMC of Florida, Pat. Look it up. Maybe you can go over
Okay.
there.
DeLorean?
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
DMC's got their big facility. I think in Texas. I think.
DeLorean Motor Company, Florida.
Yeah, go over
Yeah.
there and dressed as like you're dressed, and they won't think you're crazy and get you dressed up.
Yeah. And if they take credit card, I might drive one home tomorrow.
Yeah, well, they might think you're some kind of like Michael J. Fox mass shooter or something and tase you.
My kids watched Back to the Future 1.
What they think?
Kind of boring.
You got to go to Jurassic Park, man.
I know, yeah, maybe I should, but the whole thing they were kind of yawning through for the most part. I forgot how much dialogue. It's not really.
You want a hot take?
The most exciting.
You got to go part 2. Part 2 is the more action-packed, kind of fun one.
I like the Wild West
two.
one. Which
That's
one's
three.
Yeah,
three.
part 2
That's
is my
three.
favorite movie of all time. I like part 2 a
Really?
lot.
I like the Wild West one, and
'Cause, yeah, that's the one the hoverboard was first seen.
yeah.
Yeah.
I for this though, I gotta say you're gonna have to go Jurassic Park on you gotta
Tom, do you
up
got
the
a favorite
action.
movie of all time? I feel like you don't even have a favorite movie.
Nah.
There it is. No fun.
He
No
doesn't
fun.
have a favorite anything.
I just,
so-
is that like,
No,
what am I, baby?
I got
Like, my
one.
favorite color is blue.
No, your
It's
favorite
stupid.
though. You do like what was that one documentary you wouldn't shut up about?
Oh, there's a lot of those.
Last Breath.
Not Last Breath. That's the new one, but the one that
Solo.
like
My Pet Octopus, or
Free
My Octopus
Solo
Teacher.
or like
Yeah, my octopus teacher.
that's it. My
Okay.
Octopus Teacher. That
Sounds like a baby show.
yeah.
No, it's a
You-
guy
every
with
day-
Asperger's hangs out with an octopus.
Who wants to watch that?
Shawshank's your
Who
favorite movie.
wants to
I
watch
like
that?
Shawshank.
I don't want to watch an octopus do nothing.
I like
No, they're creepy.
There will be blood.
I do watch that. I pull up gifs of it of him screaming, "My boy, bastard in a
You've been
basket."
quoting another movie too lately. I can't remember what it is, but it's not Shawshank. You've had a new one lately.
If there
too.
will be blood, I've taken up that a lot.
Yeah, that one's funny.
Yeah, it's,
The milkshake scene.
Tommy.
Never saw that one.
Oh,
Yeah,
Sam, it's so bad. It's,
Well, I don't know. If I
No,
want-
no, it's just-
it's an incredible performance. I'll say that it is acting at its finest. Right? Like I don't think anybody would say that man is not. If not the best, one
of the best of all
the
time,
best
yeah.
actors that has ever been on film. But it's just everything. This character's the worst person in the world.
yeah.
Right?
It's just like so. It's just
Driven by greed and
there's nothing really lighthearted about
No.
the movie at all. It's just
That's
just
fine.
painful to watch. It's like, oh god damn.
but it's good. It's very good.
Anyway, so Pat, what's your plans coming up this summer? You got any summer vacations coming up?
I go to the Keys every year. So in August, I'm going to Key Largo for 3 days, and I go to Key West for 4 days. And then we booked a cruise for November. I know it's not summertime, but we booked a cruise on Royal Caribbean for November to go on a 5-day cruise.
You go down the Keys to do lobster season, right?
Yep, lobster mini, or it's not mini season now. We go regular season nowadays, and then we do a little offshore fishing for some mahi. It's like just the Key Largo part of it's the fishing, boating part, and then the Key West is the drinking, hang out part.
I've never understood the appeal of mini season when you could just wait and get full size lobsters at the regular season.
It's just a smaller time period, 24 hours, 40.
I'll be over here.
So, speaking of the Keys, I saw an article, and we were talking to Deborah from Fairvilla about Fairvilla and Key West and how it's hard to have employees there because every house and every apartment and everything is so expensive that how the hell are you going to live next to where you work when everything is so out of your price range, because basically at this point, every house in Key West is over $1 million at this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's expensive just to go visit down there.
I was going to say.
I was told that they all live on the island called Stock Island, which is the island just before Key West. And there's a restaurant over there that I'd like to go to, and it seems more suburbia for the Keys. It's kind of trailery, but that's how the Keys are.
Yeah.
So the Stock Island is, I think, where people live. And there's in Key West, when you rent scooters, you kind of peruse the island.
Yeah.
There is a little low income housing district. I don't know if it's low income, but it just there is a weird cheap area on the far end.
That's what Tom would say.
Yeah, that's where that Key West cracks at. That's how
it seems a little sketchy.
You end up walking around just shorts with a parrot on your shoulder, and you're whacked out of your mind.
Although, if you're gonna live in low income housing, you might as well be Key West, right?
Yeah, very true.
I feel like I would live.
Yes.
I mean, how low income could it even be? Because I feel like I would just figure out a way to skirt the system to get a place in Key West.
I've told you, when I go homeless, and I will, I'm going to the beach. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, that's where you go.
I will say though, I've been to Key West now 14 times. When you see the people now that you really get to look, it is kind of vagabondish. There is a lot of nice stuff, but it isn't like they're rich down there. Even when you work there, they're kind of wearing dirty old K-Swiss and old shirts from 2005. It's not.
My number one problem with Key West is everybody there wears dirty K-Swiss. It's weird. It is off-puttingly weird.
Yeah, there is.
Who repped K-Swiss? That old rapper. What was his name?
Is it Jadakiss?
It might have been.
K-Swiss?
It might have been.
Oh, Birdman.
No, did Birdman like K-Swiss?
Hold on. Remember Cannabis? He used to wear them too.
There's got to be a documentary on poverty in Key West, because think about this for a second, because you're right, there is some poverty there. But it's weird because you're in freaking Key West.
It's a paradise.
And it's an island, this United States, the Bahamas of the United States, and you're walking distance to some of the most beautiful water and sunsets and
fishing.
Yeah, but even, I guess you can't afford it, but still, it's I know I'm in extreme poverty, but I'm in Key West, better than Michigan or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's the best place to be in extreme poverty. And then also, I wonder how extreme poverty, maybe it's a step above, Detroit poverty.
Do you still eat seafood at all? Or are you only eating ramen?
I don't know. Good question, man. There's not a lot of there's not a lot of cheap food down there. I guess there is all mom and pop, so it's not crazy expensive, but it's not cheap to eat down there.
But even at the grocery store, everything's double the price.
Yeah, a little bit.
Because they have to ship it down, in semis or whatever, and it's hard to get there. So everything's overpriced. So imagine you're living overpriced. I guess you're paying more, but your paradise, I don't know.
Do you go to Fantasy Fest at all, or have you ever been?
No, that's too much for me. I like a crowd, but man, I can't deal with that many people. To get in and out of there would be impossible. To get out of Key West, if you leave Key West on a Sunday, the normal 3-hour drive to Miami is a 5.5-hour drive to Miami.
Yeah.
You could have just said too many ding dongs. It's fine. It's fine.
Also, what's weird? So imagine that you live in Key West.
Okay, I'm imagining it.
I saw.
Am I a gay man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah, why not?
I want to be a freewheeling gay man
Yeah.
with a mustache.
And then
There's a bunch of them down there.
yeah, and it's paradise. I mean, the Keys are nice, and
and my name's Jamie, but I go by Jay.
and the bars and restaurant, the people are nice, and it's like,
Oh, I love it.
And it's kind of like they run it like their own. Like country, they remember
It's a Conch Republic.
They wanted to
Yeah.
split off the United States or whatever, but that mentality of all the
they love it.
residents,
Yeah, they
it's like
feel that.
it's like Texas of the United. Like you're
Yeah.
like, this is the
Yeah.
Keys.
It's like
We're
Texas,
not part of
but
your
with no pants.
yeah. You're right. It's gay Texas.
Yeah, it's gay Texas.
So I read this article about because of rising water, that now when they have extreme high tides or when they have ebb tide or whatever, the water bubbles up through the streets, salt water and stuff, and
sign of the apocalypse.
and they all know, everybody who lives there knows that it's going to get worse and worse. Like they know 100% water is coming and it's
Yeah.
going to get worse and worse.
There's an article that came out this week about the drone footage of the rising waters and how 30 years from now we're going to be in trouble.
And and it's going slow, but there is if you buy a house there, it may not exist in 30 years or be worth zero because the water every high tide literally, I mean, I guess you start having stilt houses or something, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're just like, it's always high tide and
We have a
it
Key
floods.
West listener in our chat room right now.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice.
Kendall Hill is I believe, in Key West right now. I wish you could call us and give us some.
Or is he just vacationing there or
no,
does he live
I
there?
think they live there. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't
Because
know.
I'm curious to see what the residents think about that. Like,
Well, Key West BTM is also in the chat.
Yeah, do we have Key West people? And then
Yeah.
Kendall says a mustache in the Keys is called a Key West butt tickler. All right, well that's a good fact we needed.
it's an awesome place.
I love
Has anybody ever taken the Naples fast
Naples.
boat over to Key West?
Naples.
Yeah, it's Fort Myers. It's from Fort Myers.
Fort Myers.
Get it right.
And
A girlfriend of mine has, and she said it's a super party on the way there, and on the way back, everybody's like sleeping and like hungover because
Yeah.
you're going there to party.
gotcha. I just wondered if it's better than driving because it is a haul. Like, from here, you got to get down to Miami, which is 4 hours, and then you're like, 4 more hours
Yeah,
to the
it's-
Keys
it takes a
or to Key West.
long way.
And anyway, so
I've done the math on it. Like from here to Fort Myers is like 4 hours already, and then that boat ride I think is 2 hours, and it's $180 round trip. So it's like I want to do it, but it's got to be like someone else is already going on it to force me to go. Otherwise, it's not as cost effective or time effective, really, to just drive there. I mean, really, you want to fly. The flight's only an hour, but I always do the Key Largo thing first, so I don't really ever just go just to Key West. So I always drive.
yeah, I guess it would be sweet to fly in, but that's expensive.
That's a rich
as hell.
man's
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
Nah, it's not that much. I think it was if you go out of Silver Airways out of Tampa, if you're willing to drive to Tampa, my buddy used to go when I would do the same thing I do, and then he would fly. I think he was round trip $280. I think he used to pay. And maybe if you left Orlando, I think maybe it'd be like $350 or $380 maybe. So it's not that crazy.
Oh, man, that's not bad.
that's really not that bad.
Seemed way better than a
For a single
damn
person
near 8-hour
especially.
drive all the way down. Anyway,
Yeah.
Pat, so someone still hasn't found your last treasure.
No,
You give it
and I'm
any more-
hiding more. You know that the book, The Secret, where the guy hid a bunch of money around town. It was on Expedition Unknown. He hid treasures and it made a little book about it. I'm going to do the same thing.
All right.
Cool.
You're going to make a crazy book.
Is this like your bartender book? He made a bartender book.
Oh, yeah.
We still,
what happened with that?
I think we still have that here. Or Butler may have punted it in the trash.
Aw.
Sure, that's all right. I don't mind.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you can print it out again.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I said it's the PDF.
I wrote it at work and I printed at the printer at work, so I think I
Okay.
can get it again.
Yeah.
So, Pat, where can people find you?
Come find me at the Brass Tap. I'm there every Wednesday through Saturday night. Follow me on social media at Cadillac Pat on TikTok and on Instagram and on Twitter. Follow me anytime. Come to the Brass Tap, and if you say you heard me on Tom and Dan, you get a free beer.
All right.
Fantastic.
Hey, I gotta talk to the owner of Brass Tap. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
like,
where's
No,
my
don't do that.
Where's my
some free
free
marketing
beer?
here?
You hooked me up when I went to visit him.
Where's my free beer? You gave me a bartender book. I don't want that crap.
All right, Pat. We'll talk to you next month.
Hey, and I want to let you know, I'm pretty sure I was at that 903 Mills Mark first meetup. I'm pretty sure I was there.
Yeah,
by the way.
you were. You're in that kind of select group of first time listeners.
Pat, that was damn near, I think, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, I mean,
came up last week.
That is insane.
Last week is the anniversary of it. 12 years
My
ago.
God.
I remember Tom came to the Gators dockside. Me and my buddy JJ were there, and Tom was like, I remember, he's like, hey, have you listened to our podcast yet? And I was like, I remember kind of knowing what a podcast was, but then I was like, I sure I will. And I remember listening to the first one that week.
Back then, people were like, "What?" Like they
Yeah.
still
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
new.
Now it's annoying because everybody has one.
No,
so-
Yeah, you're right.
All right, Pat. We'll talk to you later.
All right, guys. Love you guys.
All
See you
right,
later.
man. Love you too, buddy. Be good. That is Cadillac Pat live from the caddy pad,
Yeah.
I guess you call it. To be young and have money and just do whatever you want to with it instead of having your wife talk you out of everything you go to do.
Yeah. Do you have any decorations in your house that your wife hates and you like, and then you put your foot down and you're like, I want to keep this? See, I have nothing I like that much.
I don't know. I honestly don't. We have like some shared art pieces we like. Now she has some things that she's held on to that I don't.
What is it?
Like I just think her choice in furniture, like, you know, she got that bed that you guys I think were throwing out. I had to go in there and spray paint it white so it looks like some sort of damn princess bed or some garbage.
Yeah,
it's garbage.
Yeah, it is garbage.
And I hate it.
I got the better end of that
You
deal.
did,
I
you
got that
did.
nice couch, the
Oh.
old studio couch.
Nice as hell.
Every time I lay it, I'm like, we gave Daniel our garbage.
Yeah, I had to put the thing together. It didn't even have the screws taped to the side.
No. I just took all
I
the
was
screws
like, I
out.
just had to find it. I go into a bucket of bolts. I'm trying to find something that fits. It's all wapajawed and it moves.
Sam, do
and
you
it
have
creaks?
Do you have anything that you are steadfast with keeping that your husband doesn't like?
No, especially once we moved into our new house, we kind of went through everything and we're like, what do we like and what do we hate? And then we kind of agreed if we both don't love it, we're not putting it up.
But I can see him holding on to something though that you may not like, or no?
Not really. No.
Interesting. Butler. Oh, we know the answer to this
Yeah.
one
Well,
because
he's
we
got-
know Jen.
Yeah, but
I
she-
don't think she'd say it because I think she does love him.
Well,
I
we
think
know she threw away something of his. We'll talk about that later.
the love is there.
Yeah,
right. The love is
Well-
there, but I don't see.
But I think he has a dedicated room to
Yeah,
all his
she's
right. But if
bric-a-brac.
she didn't have, if he didn't have a dedicated room, I think all that stuff be in the trash.
Oh yeah, she gave him a toy room for him
Yeah.
so he could go in
Yeah.
and
His
put all his
playroom.
garbage in. But the rest of the
Yeah,
house,
it is a playroom. I
is
was so
hers.
jealous of the kids that had a playroom. I go to
know.
their playroom. What are you talking about playroom? We don't
The
have enough room to
hell?
play.
No.
I play outside.
She, the rest of your house is straight up.
Oh, it's all Jen's. Yeah,
Doctor
I have
lives
the guest
here,
rooms.
professional.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I have the 2 guest rooms. I can kind of do what I
Oh,
want
he's
with
got
those.
2 rooms.
2 rooms. What do you have? One is space, and the other is
Well, one you can sleep in. One is just terrifying. It's all like my crafting room.
Batman.
And so, do you have any say on the house
decor?
Yeah, I definitely give my creative input in that. I mean, I have a bit of taste, so it looks
the
nice.
Death Star over. Oh, perfect. Looks just like the footage.
I don't know.
Put my Snyder Cut poster here, and
Like I don't
Jen,
know.
where do I put my paints?
I don't know anything about decoration or like what is.
Oh, I
supposed
know.
to-
I had to decorate the whole
yeah,
studio.
yeah. Like so, I wouldn't have no idea, or I don't have any input or care about how my house is decorated on the inside.
Well, that's what your wife hates, though. She would like it if you would at least.
Well,
weigh
I
in on
lie.
it.
I lie.
I know you do.
Yeah.
I know you do.
Yeah.
Where she does
Fake
something, I'm
interest,
like,
yeah.
yeah, I like that.
That's good.
Because that's how I think about it.
You're
But
a
the whole
psychopath.
time, I'm not even
That's
Should get an
thinking.
Emmy for that
That's a
performance.
good lie, right? When he's like, I don't know, it's grown on my little eye.
But then I get mad when she does it, and then a month later says I don't like it because
Yeah,
I'm like,
she does.
well, I didn't either.
Well, if you were just honest in the beginning.
No, I can't never be. She'll yell at me, and she'll be like, "You don't know what you're talking about." I mean, mad that I don't like it, or stupid jungle.
Yeah, your pumpkin kitchen.
The wallpaper. It's the wallpaper.
I thought
Jungle
she was
wallpaper.
taking the jungle wallpaper down.
No, because now I'm mad, and
looks
now
good.
now
I
I'm
like
saying
it.
I like
I
it.
like it.
No,
It's an accent wall.
No, it's what is that?
It's an
No one
accent.
has that.
I'm
like a
in
fancy
there.
IKEA.
I
It's
like
nice.
it. I'm
No,
in
it's not
there,
fancy.
and I'm like, "Hey, can I have a glass
Trashy.
for water?" And you're like, "Yeah." And I'm walking around. I'm like, "Whoa, what?
Where am I?
You know what time it is? It's like,
You know what you want? You're in the Van's kitchen, baby, and you're getting our water.
it's something that I'm like, no one does this. No one puts the ass in the thing. No, what are we doing here?
Well, the ass of the thing.
Yeah.
I feel like
The jungle.
Your house decor is odd. You got the jungle kitchen.
it's
You got
very-
random black people in like your dining
it's
area.
like-
You got a soapy butt.
I want.
I don't want your wife to get mad at me, but your home decor is if Willy Wonka was a Florida mummy. It's like, welcome to Willy Wonka's Key West mansion.
You walk into my house, I'm like, hold on, play the flute. And
The key limes taste like real key limes.
That movie turned 50 years old yesterday.
it's weird. I never liked Willy Wonka.
I loved it.
I'll go back to it. I always had a problem with. I have problems with. Okay, if you have your grandparents living with you, I look down on you.
You've had this hot take before.
Yeah, I'll look down on you.
Yeah.
You should be able to put them in their own place. And when they live with you, and I know you're going to tell me that I'm so glad I get to spend all this time with them. I mean, these are precious moments. Life is fleeting. I wish I had more time. You know, a father's touch. You know, you say, and it's just It's just no. I don't want any old people in my house. I don't want to have to
You're
take
going to
care
be
of
the oldest person in your house, by the way.
But that's fine.
I
That's
hope
fine.
I hope Maisie ships you.
That's fine. It's totally fine. It's
like,
totally
get this
fine.
old man out of here. My attic.
I'll dial this. I'll dial this hill. I'm okay with that. If she says that, I'll look her in the eye, and if I can still breathe from the popcorn lung of all this vapes, I'll look her in the eye. I'll be like, I knew you were just like me. Give me one last kiss. Kind of like a Darth Vader thing, and then I'll die right there. I'll savor the trouble. I'll will myself to death.
Although living in a facility, you know,
I always
if
thought
you
it
get
would
a
be
good
fun.
one,
You get fed every day. You can yell the N-word anytime you want. That's what old people do.
yeah. You don't
That's
get
all
that.
they do. It must be fun as hell.
You don't get the one where the guy goes in there and just starts punching you in the head. And you're like, oh my God, why did he start punching the old man in the head?
Is there a video?
Oh, yeah, that happened.
I haven't seen
Remember?
that.
You haven't seen that?
No, I've never seen
Oh, there's so many.
Yeah,
videos.
there's a lot of them.
What kind of stuff were you watching?
Wait a minute,
Dude,
I
it was
thought we
on-
were watching firework fights. I didn't know watching old people get
Dateline,
kabombed.
yeah.
Yeah, it was on the internet. The other, like,
I'll
watch
laugh. I
this.
can't watch it. I'll laugh too hard.
No.
I will. So the best thing to do is
come on.
not even watch it. You can't get. I can't put myself in
It's like,
scenarios.
oh my God. And it doesn't even seem like the old person
No,
in the bed did anything.
I can't watch that.
But
But
they
he's
must
just
have-
sitting there in a wheelchair. The guy's just laughing.
No,
at
he's
him.
in the bed, and it was like that MMA thing that I was talking about. Like, you know, you knocked out, you're just punching a dead body. That's how it looked like. The guy wasn't trying to defend himself or anything. He was just punching him in the.
Some people have anger problems. They'll take it out on anybody, even an
Yeah.
old man sleeping and
Yeah.
like punching his head.
But I was like, the old man had to have done something, right?
No.
Okay, no,
It's elderly abuse.
No, I'm not saying he deserved it. I'm just saying there's something, right?
You just said he must have done something,
He
and then you
did.
said, I'm not saying he deserved it. You kind of are saying he
No,
deserved
he's
it.
not. No,
I'm
he's
just-
not. He's
the
saying
justice-
he must have done something to build the guy's
Oh,
anger.
man.
Here's what happens, Sam. I'll explain it to you perfectly. So you get a dum-dum that gets a job as an orderly. He's a dum-dum, but he's big. He's a big for nothing. He gets in there, and he doesn't know what he's doing. This old man's repeatedly his pants. Pants. That's what's happening.
And you're like, I can't.
And then you're
Okay, that I understand. At least it's horrible, but it's like it's better than just you walked in a random guy. Old man.
No, it's not. It doesn't happen like that. He doesn't just walk in there and go like, this guy looks
Yeah.
good. I think I'll beat him up. No, it's like, I'm going to get you for what you did to me because
Yeah,
I'm an
yeah.
idiot and I don't understand
I
how
can't take
nursing
this
homes
anymore.
work.
I hate my job,
Yeah, I hate
and
my
I'm
job.
taking it on
I hate
you.
my old lady. I hate my kids.
Right.
I hate my life. I'm being mean to this person.
It's flushing the bolts down the toilet.
It is.
You're hurting an innocent person.
There it is.
All right, bye-bye. Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
Hi there. I am Daniel.
Want to do some voicemail?
I do. I love voicemail messages. If you would like to leave us one, super easy to do. Get our app. All of our content's on there. You can sign up to be a BDM member. That gives you extra shows, private parties. We will be re-rolling those out. In fact, we got to get to planning, I guess, very, very soon. But yeah, sign up at tomanddan.com and leave us a voicemail message like this one right here.
Hey, Tom and Dan, Sam and Trav. This is Josh in Avalon Park. I like to call you guys when I have random observations. So I've been working from home for about a little over a year now. And I like to put the TV on sometimes while I'm working just to catch random stuff, Sports Center, Food Network, whatever. But every once in a while I turn on like the local news, like Channel 13. Now, I'm sure people have noticed this, and I know you guys have a background kind of sort of in news. Dan, I know your wife worked in news for a while, but what is with the news reporter voice? Like that, everybody has that same voice. Like, I know that's not how you really sound. Like, what is the point of that? Is that supposed to, is that just so that we know that we're listening to a news reporter or something? That whole like a local.
This guy's rolling on his stand up from '84. Oh my God!
Orlando Podnester was found, in his home. What is that? I don't know. I don't know if you guys can. Dan,
are we emulating? Like, is that something that's just been going on for multiple years?
Yeah,
because it's just.
so.
I think it's the Godfather effect. It's like
I agree.
Mobsters didn't act like what the Godfather portrayed them to act like until after the Godfather, in which they started emulating the movie The Godfather and acting like that. So it was like. That's not how not how like traditional mobsters acted before The Godfather. It's like The Godfather just created this character and everybody just emulated that. I think the news did the same thing with just like the historic or like veteran newscasters started doing. It's like radio voice. Right?
Yeah, well, I was going to say, there was
like
a guy.
The way you present
there was a DJ that used to be on JRR that had like a really distinct cadence. And he's no longer, he hasn't been on there in years. I won't say his name.
But it was a traditional radio.
He had the traditional radio sound. And this guy, when he would do it, I promise you that all the DJs on JRR picked up a little bit of his voice, and everybody sort of sound like everybody's sort of doing
influenced by it.
Yeah, like you and I do it with the things that we say. Like you'll say something a bunch, like if you use the word possibly, I'm trying to think of a word that you would quantify or vet it or something. Like I'll start picking that up through repetition, and I'll start saying it more.
Sure.
It's just. We're humans, we're animals, and that's how it happens. But it was interesting because all the DJs sort of sounded like that. They were like, WJR, like everybody had some of the.
Yeah, it was a certain cadence that they followed.
Yeah, it was like weird.
And I think you're presenting something, and then you may fall into like this character of the presenter news guy or woman or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it's easier for you to play that presenting character in that cadence than it is for you to be your own personality.
Sure.
Because then you're not supposed to, especially with the news, like it's supposed to be, dead behind the eyes presenting. You're not supposed to start crying at horrible news. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Right.
You're
You should
presenting.
laugh.
You shouldn't have any comment. But now we've skewed away from that. And there's tons of
broadcasters with personalities now,
or just like internet news and all these things where they have their own opinion. Everything's editorial.
I'd rather
now.
just a robot read the facts to me in a monotone voice.
News robot.
Yeah, news robot. We were ahead of our time.
Yeah.
So, but.
Uh-oh.
He's
back. He's back.
It's doing it. I told you.
So I wonder if they naturally fall into that. We should talk to Jason Guy because he doesn't really do that.
He doesn't answer my emails anymore.
He doesn't
He doesn't like us anymore.
No, he's. I'm
Busy
sure
man. He just got married.
Fine.
Yeah.
But I wonder if because he presents and has that like very professional news anchor voice, which is soothing to all of us, and it's like that's what we want.
I think I did it with the weather. When I used to always do the weather, I'd have a specific way to say that. And then when you and I do like ACT, you'd be like, It's another we have a set way that we do it. That's why I'm trying to get out of it. I'd rather just go like, all right,
What's
we're
up?
here. What do you want to talk about?
We're done.
But you know what?
Bye.
Your listeners they don't like when they don't get what they expect.
Yes.
Like
when I changed the intro of the Friday Free Show.
yeah.
Woo.
And man,
It's
not good.
So
not good.
You say like, oh, these newscasters they're in a weird cadence. Why do they sound like that? I bet you that the more they sounded like that, the more better.
You think we'd like
the
it?
better.
Mo better. Again.
You mo better these news guys. Yeah. You ain't see the news guy. You see them all the wheat on there? You see the models the gas go on there? Yeah. Oh, put a little cadence spot on, put the butter on, and what am I gonna get on the?
Why can't I talk? I just want to be able
You
to
do
talk.
it for a living.
I don't know, but
I'm
you've
so
been
bad at
using
it.
the phrase "mo better." This is the second day in a
I'm
row
fine with
that
it.
you've. I like it.
I
just don't know how to
Mo
take
is
it.
in fact better. Just call Mo.com.
I don't know how to take it
just
because
wanna talk.
I don't know if you've been. Have you been?
Something's wrong with me.
Have you been dancing around your kitchen with a purple, green, and yellow top hat on again, and fake dreadlocks with your face painted like a skull?
Why did I choose this business? I'm not good at talking.
Did you choose it?
No.
Kind of fell into it.
It chose him. You don't-
Why did it choose me?
It chose you.
I'm so bad
It
at it.
said, "Hey, we need somebody to come in here." Oh, this guy's mo better. That's what it said. Why do you?
The genie
If you-
that chose me is New Orleans.
The genie that chose me is a Bond movie. Hey, if you say it one more time,
God damn
there
it.
will be a genie in the bathroom.
Well, now
He'll
it's stuck
fly
in my
out of the
head.
toilet. I know.
I'm going to say it again.
Please stop saying
I'm
Mo
gonna-
Better. You're going to get
stop.
canceled because
He can't help
it
himself.
also
I
sort
can't
of
stop.
seems maybe a tad like you're dipping your toe into traditional Louisiana black culture, and you're saying Mo Better. And
I can't stop saying it.
why are you saying
It's
it?
stuck. I can't. It's just the first thing that
The
comes to my
first
head.
thing you said, you went in there, you took one bite of your public salad. You're like, these cheese squares are Mo Better, baby. Yay. It's the yay. It's the weird Cajun
damn it.
squeal that is bothering me.
Next voice.
Next voicemail. All right, let's try this one.
Hello, Tom, Dan, Sam, and Butler. This is Zach in LA. I was listening to a recent ACT talking to Cadillac Pat, and y'all went on a tangent about an interaction with the homeless person and that person turning on you. And that
They'll do that, the homeless.
Oh,
Especially now.
Yeah, they get mad if you don't give them what they want.
Yeah, they will.
They like to get what they want.
They do. It's weird.
got me thinking about my own interactions with homeless individuals. And I was kind of wondering what the craziest or weirdest interaction that anyone on the show has had with a homeless person,
I made love to a homeless person one time.
because I've had a couple unique ones myself, having the devil wished on me or being cursed outside of grocery stores, or even seeing a homeless person defecating or
I have a video that I collected over the weekend. This ties in. That is of a man pooping, a homeless man fighting a subway cleaner for the bucket, his mop bucket. And he grabs the guy's mop and he throws it on the ground. And then he drops his sweatpants and he sits on the bucket. And he does a number 2. And it's the funniest video I've ever seen. It's fantastic. It's like chef's kiss. It is like literally the best thing because the one guy goes, "Oh God, call the cop! He's pooping in a bucket." Like some guy says that.
Yeah.
Oh, so good, so good.
Man, it's
I think when you're going to laugh at your homeless interactions, I feel like it's better suited to laugh quietly in your own home. I don't feel like you're doing any. I don't think you're helping people to like you more by pointing out that you might have had a fight with someone who's mentally unstable and poor. See what I'm saying? So if you're going to laugh about these things, we need to get better at just like either leave it to us, the professionals, or do it in your closed. Just do it in your bedroom. I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear about you.
Keep it in the bedroom.
I don't want to hear about you yelling at homeless. Be nice to them. Just try to be nice.
I I used to enjoy giving dollars out to
Yeah,
homeless
you
people.
did it Friday. $50. Right to the-
Oh man.
And then
Mo better.
I find myself more. Well, first I don't have any dollars because back when I used to carry on
Oh,
dollars,
like that. That's a good.
no, but
They
seriously,
all have Cash App now.
Who's
though.
got dollars? Yeah, but there's not. There's.
My wife always
I'm not
has
gonna-
crisp dollars on her, like always.
I am not. I don't know if this makes me an old man, but
She hands me $2 at the
go
car
to the
wash.
strip club every day?
No, but she hands me $2 at the car wash. She's like, tuck that in their box. They're working hard. I'm like an old man, a little old man.
Well, she's prepared for everything.
Yeah, she's prepared for
That's
everything.
But I'm never gonna Cash App or Venmo or anything a homeless person.
I think you already did.
I'm just saying if they like a stranger asking for like
They'll hold up
panhandling.
their signs with their Cash App on the sign now.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna go through.
No, you're not doing it.
Like I need to give them $1. And then they take it, look me in the eye, and say, "God bless you."
Right, okay.
That's the what because I'm not
you
going
know,
to
I do
randomly
like
like
that.
see a Cash
I do
App
like
and
it
then
when
because
they're
they
like-
don't see. I want the
You want your credit.
validation.
You know
Yeah.
what I do like, and people can learn from this, is that
And then I'm
homeless people sometimes will give you more grace and love than a family member when you give them $1 and they say, I've known a lot of people, and you're a stand-up guy. You're a good man. You're a good man.
Yeah, they'll compliment.
And
you.
I'm like, you know
Yeah.
what I am? They
That's
kind
what I
of pump
want.
me up a little bit.
You get
Yeah,
$1.
And I don't
gas
even
me
get
up.
that for my own family.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
know what? I'm with you on the dollar thing.
Yeah.
I've gone full circle. I'm going to start giving homeless people money.
Well, I'm doing it for me.
Yes.
For them to call me a good person.
Yeah, pump me
God
up.
bless me. And then I'm like,
Is it rude to ask them, like,
And
how
then I'm
much-
like, do I want the God you believe in to bless me?
Well, you can
because
ask. You have to ask.
I feel like that God has been very bad to you.
Well, he hasn't seen you, though. He hasn't seen you, though.
Oh, me?
He's talking about him, not you.
Yeah, but I'm like, well, your God, the
Don't
same
compare.
God you're.
Don't compare.
I'm just saying, it's like, this God's a vengeful God that's made
Right.
you a very bad life.
Yeah. You also said God don't make no junk. And you're
pushing around a cart full of junk.
You're as close as he can get. He may not make any, but he sure makes people push it. God don't make no junk, but he does like dogs to wear goggles in shopping carts.
Also, I find myself more and more because I don't have the dollar to give the person when they walk by. Because I'm talking about the ones that they get into the lanes of traffic
Yes.
and just
I
walk
hate
up
that.
holding their sign. That you stare straight ahead
Yeah.
as an effort to never look them in the eye. Even
You ever
though
had them knock on your window?
I've had the knock
Yeah,
before.
that's aggressive.
Yeah, that is aggressive. And I wonder, because I've seen them do that, how many times have that actually shamed the person that giving them the $1? Like, because it feels like more people would be mad than actually give them the $1. But it
I
must
think
be
they
work.
suss out who they think it will work on.
Oh, they like
You know what I
deceive.
mean?
When they knock on my dollar, I
see-
get mad. Like I go a
Oh,
little.
I'm sure most people do.
I get a little aggressive back because I don't like it when people like touch me or my stuff.
Yeah.
Remember when windshield like washing was a thing in
Yeah.
New York? It was like in New York.
I
but
wish I had that. If they had that now, I'd give out more dollars.
No, but because they lift up your windshield
Yeah,
wipers
bring
and
'em.
then they're using. You'd be mad. Like
Yeah.
they're touching
They're
your car.
reckless.
Yeah. And then they're using
What about
newspaper.
tire shine? I could use a little tire shine.
Hard to do at a stoplight.
We're
And
gonna run real fast.
you can't see the windshield. You could see them wiping, so that there's some sort of
Yeah.
psychological like he's doing work. If he ran and he's like, "Hey, I cleaned your bumper," I'd be like, "Well, I didn't see that." You know what I'm saying? Like you have to be
Prove
able
it.
to see. Yeah. Anyway,
What happened there?
He gassed out. He shut down. The Adderall's wearing
I
on.
wanted to scream.
Mo better.
And that's all I had. I'll say, wait for it.
All right, this one is a hot take. This one,
Uh-oh.
I debated whether or not putting this in here, but you tell me to put them all in here, so here we go.
Okay, I love Craig from Pyrospot. But can somebody get that dude some water or something?
Yeah, he had the smacky mouth.
Oh, it's smack mouth.
Yeah, he had a smack mouth on the interview, and
Manny Mouth? Maybe that's what it really is.
He had a dangerous Danny Dry mouth.
Well,
'cause
we
he
didn't-
would
we didn't get him any water.
we
or
did.
anything. And then we interviewed him for 40 minutes. Most people don't talk for that
No.
much. That's why I'm constantly chugging water every second. Mountain
Yeah.
Dew.
It
And then I
was-
get phlegm throat and I'm coughing Corona.
It was real smacky at the time. I noticed it, and I had the choice. Okay, you tell me because I had a Tom moment. I
No,
heard it.
never say anything. Never.
Thank you. Okay, I was going to. I heard it. He was in here, and he's like, "Oh yeah," and he's
no.
and he's
Always-
smacking it crazy, and I'm like,
No, let them
should
embarrass.
I-
Never tell them about their booger. Never.
Okay.
I don't tell nobody nothing. And it's, even though it's they.
So don't. If Craig had a booger, smack mouth,
yeah.
nothing,
You-
blood all over his face.
Let it ride.
Yeah.
You just don't say anything. Avoid the small awkwardness.
What if his ding dong's out like Carrot Top on Instagram?
Man, that thing flopped right on out, didn't it?
Okay.
He did it on purpose.
Hold
He
on a
was
second.
gyrating
I
crazy.
have seen him do that on Instagram in upwards of 8 to 10 times, right?
I'm surprised he's not banned.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. At what point does it become like this guy is just out of control?
Okay, the nicest man in the world,
He is.
and literally didn't have to let us into his green room and give us an interview and give us free tickets to a show and always
he's
been
the best. He's the best.
Awesome to
Yeah.
us. I saw him a couple times recently.
Yeah, he was in town. He ran the big race at Track Shack, the big watermelon 5K.
And I don't
Shout
know.
out to the Track Shack.
You know
folks.
what? I bet it's just the fact that he is he's a private guy. It seems weird to say that because he's a public
I think he's
celebrity,
very
but
private.
But he's and because he's on Instagram and social media, you see these things. So, and then I think he gets a bad rap for people think he's a weirdo because he's very private. But every interaction I've ever had with him,
He's awesome.
super genuine, nice guy.
I think maybe people think he's weirdo because he's flopping his ding dong on Instagram every other
well,
month.
that's his thing. He likes to do that.
He likes.
I like Instagram.
It's like if you have
and I like tiny shorts.
Yeah.
if you have the world's longest fingernails, you hold them out.
Yeah, you don't trim them.
I'm just saying, you show them around. I'm just saying, he's a well-endowed man. Daniel saw it in the hot tub.
I've been saying this for years. I've always said that. No one ever believed me. And what a time to be alive. Now everybody knows.
You find ways to show the world what you have, I think,
you
right?
do.
And
you know what I say is this little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine.
Yeah.
Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine.
But it does seem...
Hide it under a bushel? No! I'm going to let it shine.
And maybe we're all like, we know Carrot Top. We've seen
the carrot.
How many times? You know what I'm saying?
Here's
you
what
only
was
have
weird
to
is there
let
were
people know a little
3,000
bit.
comments. And everybody's comment is like, whoa, 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 whoa. If you look-
Yeah.
And so I'm reading these and I'm like, does he go back and look at it and go,
He probably laughs.
yeah,
right?
I would.
Well,
I mean, it's not something to be not proud of.
Hold on. Let's analyze this.
That's why I
bring up his Instagram.
Oh, I can't bring
Oh, no, because...
I mean, you can just not show it on Twitter.
Okay, yeah.
You just show it to Tom.
Just show it to me, and then let's go through, and let me analyze the reason he's doing this. Because he knows, right? He's doing it on purpose.
Absolutely.
I don't think he doesn't know.
He definitely did this one on purpose because he was doing some dance moves where he was
it's gone.
trying to flop it out. Yeah, I'm sure it got scrubbed. But he was air boofing hard in those tiny shorts. I'm surprised it didn't pop out earlier, but then
It's gone.
And,
it popped out and he wiggled it around
and he put that, so he knew.
and I'm sure he watched the video before he posted it. He knew what he was doing.
I mean, I watched that video 100
It's
times.
a thirst trap.
I watched it 100 times.
So-
I couldn't stop looking at it.
So
mesmerizing.
what's the reason?
I mean,
I think he thinks it's funny.
Okay, that's a good reason.
I got to tell you,
It's a made you look scenario.
His act is funnier than it. It's more impressive than funny.
Yeah.
I didn't found nothing funny about serious business. When
Okay.
When I look at
Tiny
it,
elevator button
that's
are
funny.
funny, like
Thank you.
a
He knows.
micro. But then when you
that wasn't funny.
yeah,
That's not
it's just
funny.
like serious,
Yeah, I'm
serious
like,
business.
yeah, I was like, this is
serious.
This is a transaction. This is
Merchant Eric's saying it's still there. So
Oh,
he's on that Instagram. He's watching it. What are you doing, Eric?
Yeah, so because that's more of a humble brag, right?
Yeah.
not this
Like-
one. I don't.
Are you sure?
Oh, it might
I
be.
think it is.
It might be. Okay. Yeah, this is the one.
Okay, just don't put
Okay.
that on Twitch, and we should be
So I'm watching
okay.
it.
Showing the
So
thing.
he's talking about how
Tiny-
he ran this marathon.
He's in tiny running shorts.
He's running around, so he's clearly not wearing panties.
yeah.
Oh, there
look,
it
he's
is.
high lifting,
Yeah,
high
there it is,
lifting.
there it is,
Okay,
there it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Now wait for it.
See, why
No,
it
wait,
didn't pop
wait,
up? There it is. See, you guys laughed. It is funny.
Carrot top,
funny.
carrot top, carrot top. He's the king.
And then he eats a flower.
Yeah, and it looks crazy. That's like, God, if I woke up to that, I'd be like, Jesus Christ.
You're doing something an insane person does. That's one thing, but it's funny, and we laughed.
Yeah.
but it's serious business.
That is
serious business.
That is some serious
Because you're
business.
like, whoa. You're like, that's some serious business.
Like, you've seen me naked before. It's funny.
Yeah,
Like a little pig. Oh, Porky's barbecue's running around. But like, you see him, and it falls out, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. You know what? The comedy is like the Kim Jong and Hangover.
Yeah, that's funny.
You're like, oh my God,
Look how
what
smooth he is. My God.
Like, what is it? Like a tiny
It's like
cabbage
straight
patch
out.
down.
There's no hang.
It'll never hang.
There's no hang.
It's attached.
No, there's a lot of hanging here.
It's a Lego.
not here.
Anyway.
This is a
Yeah, that's serious business.
I don't even know what you call this.
So, but what the motivation is? Okay, but he's a ladies' man. I don't know if he's got a girlfriend or anything serious now, but
He used to have a girlfriend.
There
I
were
met her one time.
There were multiple. Not to talk about his business.
You
but
out in his business, bro?
he had a model girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
And then there was other model caliber women waiting to go.
when we
see
were there.
his.
The parade of girls that were 12s was endless.
Yeah. So it's like I think he likes the ladies. So this is a way to show him that you have the business. Is that motivation? Because you don't really need to do that. You're a carrot
I think
top.
we're overthinking it.
It's just stupid. I'm throwing it out there.
That's
okay.
I think it's just stupid, and I got
He's just
it.
having fun.
And you ain't got it, and I got it.
Yeah.
And God bless America.
Are you allowed to show that on
No.
Instagram?
No.
Okay, so
the fact that it has not been pulled yet, I
Look at how many comments are on there now.
Oh, I have to look it up.
But could that
I'm
get you pulled down
fascinated
from Instagram?
Yes.
So that's weird too, because you're taking a chance of
and this isn't the first time
getting your social media pulled down, which helps your business.
But this
Is it
video
worth it?
not as good as the homeless guy pooping in that
It's
bucket.
been watched over 25,000 times.
Yeah.
284 comments.
And you know what? 24,000 of those people are extremely happy with their video.
It's funny. It's just I'm thinking too much into it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, pretty much.
It's just a random thing he threw up there because he laughed, even though his dong fell out, and he could be taken off Instagram. He didn't care. Who cares? You're rich. Is that it, or is it like, hey, I'm showing? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I don't. I mean, there is the offset chance that he doesn't know it's in the video.
I cannot imagine that he does not. He was high stepping for a reason. He was trying to get that thing to fall out.
Yeah. Samantha's right. Like Carrot Top was a smart gentleman.
Oh, he's very smart,
and he knows exactly what he was doing.
Yeah,
but again, to what?
Don't know.
What's the exact reason?
Don't
I guess
know.
there's no. Could be.
No.
Bye. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We have limited time. Let's do some corporate time voicemails. If you'd like to leave one, super easy to do. Just get our app. Just search for A Mediocre Time or Tom and Dan wherever you get your smartphone apps. There's a little button on there called Mediocre Messages. If you hold it down and talk into your phone, you can leave us a crystal clear and beautiful message like some of these. All right, let me get these in order, and we're going to go with this one right here.
Hi, this message is for Sam. This is the Orlando Spider-Man. I gotta be quiet, because I'm the guy who's living in your attic, and you're sleeping right now. So, I heard you mention my...
How do you guys feel when listeners call in and do bits?
I mean, if they're good, it's fine.
Yeah, I like to watch Tom's face whenever anybody goes to a place of make-believe when they call in, because it's I feel like you want to punch it. It's so hard.
Well, I feel bad because man, I want to help the person make their bit better.
How would you help this man, this
You
Orlando
wanted to-
Spider-Man?
You wanted to punch it up a little bit. I liked it. It was all right.
Well, if he was doing it live, I would jump in there and try to make it better.
Yeah,
Let's
like
see
we
what
do,
he's doing.
Like we do.
Yeah,
Like when
yeah,
I
yeah.
come out with a premise that's half baked, Tom will be like, "Oh man, let me help this guy."
Or it's like, I can't talk.
Yeah.
You make fun of me. It's good.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
You know, it's like, it works out. We help. We get each other's
Or
back.
you'll look at me and you'll be like, "That's the dumbest thing I've ever." And then it works because people go like, "Team Tom, Team Tom." I'd see it in the chat room.
But then when you have this bit that you're just doing over a voicemail and there's no way I could help you, and then it's going terribly, it makes me so awkward.
Okay. All right. Let's try this one.
Hey guys, so I was listening to ACT episode Booty Cleavage, right? And one of my cars is in the shop, so I started Ubering for a little extra money, right? So I could offset that cost. And I listen in between trips, and when I go to pick someone up, this is up in Hilton Head, if that matters. People from all over coming here to vacation. So I go to pick these people up, and I turn off the show because you never know when you guys are going to say something that might offend someone who doesn't know Tom and Dan, right? But I'm in my wife's car because my car is in the shop, and her car is a little newer than mine, and so it tells you what you're listening to on the screen, and I didn't think about it. And so this African American family gets in my car, and the mom looks at the screen, and it doesn't show the entire episode of Booty Cleavage, but she goes, "Booty clean? What you listening to?"
You know what? That is a typical story told around Thanksgiving dinner as you're cutting, and passing food around.
I want to know what he told her. He was listening to.
Well, he continues.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he continues.
And so I had to start laughing, and I apologized, and I told him about the, who you guys were, and they just a bunch of goofs.
How dare you?
But you were talking about Rihanna's line, and they happened to know a little bit about it, so we all had a big laugh, and the younger gentleman, it was a family of four, looked up your podcast, and he'll be listening to you tonight, apparently. We'll see how that goes. I won't know how that goes, but it was pretty funny. Just wanted to share that with you. Thanks.
Well done. Yeah, that sounds like
spreading the booty cleavage.
Thank you so much. That sounds like a great interaction. That guy does something, though. The most impressive thing of that call was the fact that this guy gets his car in the shop and says, because I like this. He's like, oh, I'm going to earn the money for that repair. Let's say it's $400 by Ubering. And he's just going to compartmentalize that and do his thing and earn that. I like that. I like it when people save or I like that. It's neat.
Also, I'll check out your podcast later. Is the number one lie told in these past 5 years to everybody? Because I feel like people say that and never follow through.
My number one is I'll pass it on to Tom. That's my number one.
Because
and then I'm the gatekeeper, and I'm like, that's dumb.
People tell me all the time, like, oh, check out this podcast, or I listen to this podcast. And then I do appreciate them, thinking about me that I would like that. And then they tell me that. And then I think to myself, I should check that out. And then I go to my podcast app, and then I'm like, I haven't listened to these dozen other podcasts that I love. And then it just reminds me to listen to that. It's like, the ADD, where it's like, oh, I start to listen to some new podcast. And then I'm like, oh, I forgot about this one that I listened to, and the other dozen ones that I don't
too much
have time.
content.
Yeah, it's just so much stuff that I'm often surprised when people tell me, like, hey, a friend suggested this your podcast, and I started listening to you.
I've never had anybody say that to me.
That they actually did it, and they started listening, and then that's how they started listening. I'm like, that's weird.
I've had some older people that know me, or people that know us that are like, either relatives or friends of relatives that have been like, checked out your show. Yeah, a little spicy for my taste, but it must be something. And they kind of give you that thing where it's like, well, people must
Not for me, but I guess somebody like
Yeah, people must like. It's kind of like that guy on the Tasty Chomps food board that was like, when he was commenting on us, he's like, they're still around. It's like, I mean, I guess.
Well, I'm often shocked that we're too spicy for adults. I'm
Right.
I'm like, our words were too much for you? Like, that's weird.
I mean, the first episode of Game of Thrones is incest, and a kid falls out of a window and is paralyzed. I think we pale in comparison to that.
But I'm like, what has, especially when older men are.
Well, you get more conservative as you get older, though, or you go super liberal turquoise in your swing life. There's only two ways you go as an old man, and most old men shrivel up to a tiny, ultra conservative, not politics, I mean in how you live.
Right.
You become a very, very, sometimes people find God. I have a lot of people in my life that as they get older, they look at me like I'm some sort of pot-smoking villain, and they found God, and they're cruising into conservative land in their twilight years. Tons of friends.
Yeah, but even
I'm talking to partiers in high school or college that were tearing it sideways, that look at me like I'm a bad person now, but they have found God, and now
they're settled down family men, women, and they have kids now, so they're better than that. Oh yeah,
I got it all, man.
Well, that's fine.
And then maybe that's small town. Maybe that's because
I don't know.
I think mine
I was in the heart of Orlando, and I know some of those people.
Well, I have a lot though. I think there is a small town, almost like a romanticism based on like you do your thing, you live it, you go out, you do your thing, and then maybe you want to pull back and retire back to DeLand in a small little town, a cute little quaint community, a small town life where you know everybody, where there's a greater sense of community, where things aren't quite so fast. I see a lot that.
But even that's fine, and even if you're super religious and a family person or whatever.
With that.
But what I'm saying is the two jokes and harsh words and us scenarios or whatever, the cursing offends you. It's what has been your life experience? I'm sure you've been through worse than the words. You know what I'm saying? How can it affect you? I don't understand.
But then there are certain people.
So many people have been at war, and or you know what I'm saying? You killed a man,
or you've seen your best friend get blown away,
or you killed a deer, or something like that.
Don't bring up that story.
Or you ran over a homeless person.
But not even that. I'm just saying how can it affect you that much? Where you're like, whoa.
Well, then there are
really.
There are surprising.
Make it not be your thing, but it could actually have effect.
Well, then there are surprising differences to me, where the Spectrum man that came in here over the weekend to upgrade our internet didn't speak very good English, and I was a little concerned because our studio is got some questionable things in here that kids shouldn't see, or if you were a religious person, you'd see it and be like, oh man, and he saw the dilder that my grandma made. He was like, he was like, and I was like, all right, I like this guy.
Well, everybody was going to laugh at that.
No, but not everybody would. No, not everybody would. Some people would be uncomfortable if they saw that.
Yeah, I guess
like a big, realistic-looking dinger. Yeah, there's going to be some people that don't like that. They go play full homophobe card. I can't be. There are more people that I know that I can't be around a rubber D than aren't. You and I are weird. We're unaffected by it. We've rolled in it for too long.
One of the funniest stories that Daniel ever tells is time that he brought a gigantic dong
with a piercing in the
from the radio station because we got it. I think we got it from Fairville back then.
Well, it was a signing for this guy.
I was there. He brought them.
He brought it. Yeah. You can look it up. He was a drummer in a heavy metal band. This guy, he's a famous rock star, and he had a line of his own dingers, and it had a piercing in it, and they're like $80 a piece, and nobody wanted them because everybody played the home.
Yeah, he brought like 5 of them.
And everybody was like, at the show, it was all, I don't want that, I don't need that. And I'm like, I'll take them all. They're $80 a piece. I'll flip them.
Yeah.
And then Daniel
I gave one.
Brought one to a
white elephant.
White elephant.
Yep. It was a white elephant at my friend Jenny's house. Andrea was there, and her brother.
It's a good value.
And her brother's in the military, and he's one of these guys that can't be around rubber dingers. And he got it in the white elephant, and then he said he was going to kill the person who put it. And he was joking, but he's like, I'm going to beat up, or this is offensive, I hate this, kind of a thing. And he's like, who did this? And I was like, wasn't me, but you can have my copy of Elf. Here, take this Elf.
I guess
I'll trade you.
Yeah, I did. I gave him my copy of Elf. I already had it.
He probably felt bullied, like someone got one and made him look stupid or something.
Well, his sister, Jenny, took it and put it on the front of her door for the other guests that were coming in. So she,
He could just trade it for the next one, right?
Well, he was the last guy.
Oh.
You know, the last guy gets stuck with whatever's left, and the dinger was the last gift.
I thought the last guy gets the pick of all of them.
Well, it was whatever the worst one
He
is.
was stuck with it,
yes,
basically.
Correct.
Get over it. You're a grown man.
Tom's right. I mean, Tom is right.
Well, it's like there's one thing I guess about being embarrassed because someone bullying you and then you get mad, but just being like, and
He didn't pick it out. It was just
No, when he
ended up with
unwrapped it, the
It's fine.
room exploded.
Well, that's right because it's
Well, it's probably because they knew
joke's
he was
on you.
homophobic.
And everybody was like, well, I mean, it was just a comment. I don't want to classify the guy. I don't know how he is now or anything, but I'm just saying, when he opened it up, it was like,
Next voicemail.
All right, last one. We got time for one more. Let's do calling Chippendale Mobile. Don't call Chippendale Mobile.
Your phone has been doing that. It's been picking up voice prompts that
It's
it
too,
does not.
Yeah, calling Chippendale. I don't even know. I didn't even know I had their number.
Wonder it's just
We were just
picking
talking
up
about dongs.
our conversation.
It'll
and,
hear something that sounds like the word Surrey.
and then just a prompt it. Okay.
And then it'll go. Last one. This is from Neil.
Yo, BDM Neil here. So you guys are talking about street beefs. I know you named the show Street Beefs, but I saw Daniel. As soon as I'm listening to the show, and as soon as he started to start about it, I was just thinking, no. So basically, it's run by a dude named Scarface. And he basically started it because where he was from and where he lives at, there's a lot of violence. And he, rather than like bang, bang, you're dead, he would much rather have like, how about you fight it out? And it started with like it was like little street beefs and you would just fight it out.
See, I don't think that would work. I don't think it'd be like, well, hey, gang guys that are killing each other, why don't we settle this with just some bare knuckle boxing in my ring, and then afterwards the guy that loses will
Like Friday
will get a
style?
gun and come back and kill the guy. You know what I mean? Like, I think you're going to escalate it in a weird way, but that's just me.
Or if like you're like, hey, I want to kill this guy, I'm just gonna drive by and shoot out my window. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of actually fighting, because then he could beat me.
I could train
Like, I'm thinking
with
of-
Scarface's gym and fight in the backyard, or I could just drive by and shoot at the guy.
Like again, you're trying to solve an irrational problem with rationality, and I don't think the problem is like with the gun violence and people murdering each other is they haven't thought of a different way to handle their dispute. They're
Right.
thinking of an irrational
And
way.
I think that this
and murder in a horrible way, and that's you're not going to talk rationality into these people.
Correct. And unfortunately for Scarface, I think what you and I are saying is true. And I can prove it because if you go on the website and look at who's fighting now, it's usually guys from just MMA gyms that want to fight. It's not gang members. If it were gang members, you would have been solving the problem. They don't want to do that.
You know
it was
what?
never.
You know what this is? This is it's a way.
It's midnight basketball all over again. Remember that? It's like they'll love to play. These kids will love these inner city kids that are fighting all the time. They'll love to. No, they don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's a way to BS market yourself that you started this with good intentions.
It takes some heat off of bare knuckle boxing in your backyard. It makes you look like you're a hero in some way.
Like we're solving this problem of like shooting and violence through this manner. You're not solving that problem.
No.
No, not at all. But you're saying that to the media to make you sound like you're doing some philanthropy or something.
Yes.
Not that what you're doing is wrong. Go ahead, have as much
And I hope you
internet fights.
yeah.
It's fine. I like it. Daniel said he watched it. It's great.
I watch it all the time. And when you started that, I hope you had the best of intentions, but it's not working, is my point.
Well, this is not solving the problem of drive-by shootings or violence or whatever. No one's choosing to pick a character and fight. This is ridiculous.
No.
Anyway.
No, not going to happen. We got to take a break. We'll take a break and come back with more A Corporate Time right after this.